Best regards, partners and tutors. My name is Samir Leal, and today I'm going to present to all of you my listening expert presentation. So let's begin. First, what is listening and why it's important? Listening is an input ability that helps us receive the call and understand a spoken language. It's not just about hearing sounds, but paying attention to interpret the meaning, which most of the time depends on the context, intonation, moods, and a lot of other factors. Practicing this skill is important because well, it not only helps us to learn pronunciation, intonation, reading, and accents, but also helps us develop lot of the other English skills like speaking, reading, writing, and grammar. As Hammer J said in 2012, the second major reason for teaching listening is because it helps students to acquire language subconsciously if teachers do not draw attention to its special features. What are the teaching approaches and techniques for this ability? Well, I choose two of them, which is the integrated approach and the communicative approach. Integrated approach is a combination of the bottom-up, decoding meaning from small units, and top-down, which is context, knowledge, and prediction in the activities that develop comprehensive listening skills similar to real-life scenarios. And the communicative approach is a technique that uses interactive materials and activities combined with other skills like speaking, reading, and writing to motivate students to participate more in the learning. It emphasizes meaningful and practical use of listening in real-life situations, like giving directions, taking notes, or starting conversations. Some of the skill principles, according to Energy in 2012, are these five. The first one is the good materials, which is basically that bringing good resources like a story, a video, or a song to make the lessons more interactive, engaging, and efficient. The second one is preparations, which means that the teachers must master resources to create introductory and engaging activities in order to also prepare the students to learn listening. The third one is practice. Well, it's obviously one lesson would be not enough. The teacher must practice a lot of times the same lesson, but just enough time to not bore the students. The fourth one is encouragement, which means that teachers must encourage constantly the participation of the students to help them improve more effectively and interactively. And the last one are the stages of listening, which the same as the learning sequence, that according to Jaime J. again, there are three stages of listening, which is the pre-listening that sets the context, to teach the essential vocabulary and discuss the topic before the main activity, so students are ready for start their activity. The second one is the while listening activity that basically engaging students with setting clear goals, just understand overall the meaning of an audio, then the details, and finally the pronunciation, vocabulary, attitude, or dictations, those more small details in an audio. Practice is the key, comprehension doesn't come in one try. And lastly, the listening, which integrates other skills with activities like discussions, surveys, summarize, or playing to verify what the students learned in the activity. Now, here we have some example classroom activities. The first one is listening and predict, where students use context, information, and clues from an audio to predict what will happen next. This develops comprehension, vocabulary, expressions, and pronunciation in an engaging way. The second one is movie or TV weekly dictation, where students watch a short clip without subtitles and write what they understand. Then they watch with subtitles to compare. This develops listening and writing with authentic expressions and accent from daily English. And the last one of my favorite is lyric explaining with music, where students listen to a song and complete missing words in the lyrics. This helps them learn pronunciation and word production with authentic, enjoyable material that makes the lesson more active. Next, here we have the challenges and solutions when teaching the skill. These are the four more common that I could investigate, so let's begin with the first one, speed of speech. It's obviously normal that students want to understand the natural speed, intonation, or activations of a native speaker. Also, the solution is used as a forward teaching plan to progress step by step. The second one is accents and pronunciation. The students may only understand the neutral American accents when they got the British or the Scottish accents, they won't understand nothing. So the solution is constantly exposing them to a variety of nationalities and backgrounds audience. The third one is over-reliance on writing support. It's normal that students depend too much on subtitles or vocabulary, so the solution for this is gradually balance writing support with listening until they master it and don't need this support anymore. And the last one, and the most common, is the anxiety and fear of failure. It's normal that students fear failing because they can't control the speed or the repetition, so the solution is create a safe space where they can feel encouraged and have positive feedbacks so they can like quit that anxiety and fear. They can leave it behind and start learning more. Now here we have the levels of proficiency and can do statements according to the CAFL, which goes from the A1 to the C2. The A1 and A2 levels of the most basic, the learner can recognize familiar words, familiar phrases, vocabulary, and the main point is short, clear, and simple messages. The B1 and B2 levels are more advanced. The learner can understand the main points and clear speech of family matters like work, school, leisure. They can follow radio or TV programs with some help like subtitles, and they can understand more extended speeches like lectures and complex arguments. And lastly, the C1 and C2 levels are basically at the level, almost at the level of a native speaker, when they can understand more extended speeches, even when not structured or when meaning is implied. Uh, they can understand, they can follow television programs and films and songs, and they can understand almost any of the accents, like the British, the Scottish one would be more difficult, but I think they could. And they can understand when the speakers talk in a more fast way. And lastly, we have some educational sites developed out of creative material, like the three that I choose. There's one is lyricstraining.com, where the students practice their listening by completing the lyrics of the song in an interactive and funny way that adapts to any level. ESL.lab is where a site that a variety of audio materials organized by levels, each accompanied by pre, while, and post-listen activities. It is very useful for quick classroom activities or for more extended lessons. And lastly, aslvideo.com, which is a site that lets teachers create whole lessons and activities with any YouTube video that they want. They can let the AI generate questions or they can create it themselves. It's very useful and a very versatile tool for any teacher. And I think that's all. Thanks for watching. That was my listening extra presentation. See ya.